If you need to write research papers using APA, MLA, or Chicago formatting as part of your university coursework, you really should get to know Purdue University's Online Writing Lab, more commonly known as Purdue OWL. While most universities have some kind of writing resource, either in a walk-in facility or online, Purdue OWL has developed a well-earned reputation as an excellent resource, particularly for citation formatting. The OWL maintains examples of citations for commonly used sources, including traditional sources like books and journal articles, but also more contemporary sources like blogs, YouTube videos, and tweets. If you can't find what you need to learn about APA and MLA formatting on the Contemplating Glass website, Purdue OWL should be your next stop. However, the OWL can be a little intimidating, and students are often scared off by their first visit. But with just a little familiarity, you'll be able to make use of the robust research tool provided by the OWL. So let's take a quick tour. We'll start with the OWL homepage. There are three main navigation tools on the site: the top menu bar, the second menu bar, and the side menu bar. The top and second menu bars stay constant on every page of the site, while the side menu bar offers links to pages most relevant to the page you're on. You'll spend most of your time on the site interacting with the side menu bar, but it's a good idea to know how to use the second toolbar to get back to the citation section if you get lost while exploring the OWL. The second link from the left on the second toolbar is Research and Citation, and clicking on it takes you to the central citation section. You'll use the sidebar to get to the section for your formatting system, APA, MLA, or Chicago. If you're using APA or MLA, you'll then click on the sidebar link to go to the Formatting and Style Guide. If you're using Chicago, you'll click on the link entitled Chicago Manual of Style, 16th edition. We're going to go back to the home page now so I can show you another way to get to the citation section. As you can see, there's a second Research and Citation link on the sidebar, and clicking on it takes you to exactly the same place as the link on the second toolbar. Now we're going to look at the OWL Citation Resources. I'm going to use the APA section to give you an orientation to the site, and then we'll take a quick look at some of the minor differences in the MLA and Chicago sections. First, I click on the APA Style button. As you can see, there are two subsections: APA Overview and Workshop, and the APA Formatting and Style Guide. The Workshop is where you can go for help learning APA, while the Formatting and Style Guide is a place you can look for examples of proper citation format for different kinds of sources. We'll take a look at the Workshop first. If you take a writing or study skills class, you might cover the basic elements of formatting, but most university programs expect students to master proper formatting in your own time. The Workshop gives you a general overview of the various elements of style and formatting, and it also provides links to the different areas of the site dealing with each element. If you need to master APA and aren't sure where to start, you can come to the Workshop and begin at the top, following each link starting with General APA Format and moving on from there. When you finish with each section, you can simply click on the button in the sidebar to come back to the Workshop's main page. For the most part, though, you'll be using the other subsection, the Formatting and Style Guide. So let's go there now. As you can see, while the Workshop has two subsections, the Style Guide has dozens, each dealing with a different aspect of APA formatting. This is where you'll go if you need to do something with your paper but aren't sure how to format it properly. For example, suppose you need to abbreviate a term, but you don't know how to do so in APA. You can click on the link APA Abbreviations, and you'll come to a page with an overview of APA guidelines for abbreviations. If you need to cite a book with 7 authors, you can click on the link Reference Page, Author, Authors, and then scroll down to find the example for creating a reference page entry for a source with 3 to 7 authors. You can then click on the link to In-Text Citations and scroll down to find an example for citing a work with 6 or more authors. Before we move on to look at the MLA section, I want to show you one last tool to help you navigate the site. If you look at the top of the screen, you'll see that there is a new set of links under the top and second toolbars. These are called breadcrumbs, and you can use them to move around, especially if you're going back to an earlier section. Breadcrumbs are links to all the steps in the hierarchy of the site that relate to the page you're on. For this page, there are 5 steps above the page we're on now. This page, In-Text Citations Authors, sits inside the APA Style and Formatting Guide, which sits inside the larger APA Styles section, which sits inside Research and Citation, which sits inside OWL, which sits inside the broadest category, the OWL family of sites. If I want to go one step back, I can click on the breadcrumb to the APA Style section. If I click on APA Style and Formatting Guide, though, I won't go anywhere because all of the links within this section are all directly linked to this page via the side navigation bar, so there isn't anywhere to go. To go one step up, click on the breadcrumb that is second to the right. In this case, that's the APA Style section. Now let's go to the MLA section of the site. We'll click on the Research and Citation breadcrumb, and then we'll choose MLA Style from the sidebar. As you can see, the general layout is the same as the APA Style section. There's a workshop, as well as a style and formatting guide. The only real difference is how the MLA section organizes the style and formatting guide. So let's click on the sidebar link and take a closer look. MLA is generally considered to be simpler than APA, largely because the kinds of research conducted in modern language disciplines are typically more straightforward, with less of a call for raw data and charts that would need special citation forms. As a result, there are fewer subsections in the MLA formatting guide, and you may need to hunt around a little more to find the examples you need. On the other hand, you'll probably find that the basic form is simpler and more intuitive than APA. Lastly, we'll look at the Chicago section. I'll click on the link back to Research and Citation, and then I'll choose Chicago Manual 16th edition from the sidebar. The Chicago section doesn't have a separate workshop, so I'll click on the only subsection, Chicago Manual of Style, 16th edition. Chicago is the simplest of the three styles, and the sidebar demonstrates that, with larger categories encompassing broad source types, like books, film and television, and interviews. The other difference has to do with how sources are cited in Chicago. In APA and MLA, the in-text citation exists to point the reader to the reference page. In Chicago, footnotes and endnotes are identical and repeat the same information that appears on the bibliography page, giving the reader two ways to look at the source material: on the page on which the source is used, or at the end of the chapter for a longer work, and then again gathered on a bibliography page. As a result, if we click on the Books link, we can see that the formatting for the footnote or endnote appears right above the formatting for the bibliography page, rather than in separate sections. And that's really all you need to know to start using Purdue OWL. Now that you know how to navigate the site, I suggest you bookmark the page related to the style section most relevant to your studies. Bookmarking is slightly different in each browser. In Chrome, you'll click on Bookmark, and then you'll choose Bookmark this page from the drop-down menu. In Safari, you'll click on Bookmark, and then you'll choose Add Bookmark from the drop-down menu. Thanks for joining me for this tutorial.